Welcome back to Better Than Wolves mod with Castaway Gamer TV. Now this nifty device is a saw block, and this will essentially just keep breaking anything you put on top of it into two. And you can see with wood how it made like siding, then it turned it into molding, and then you can put the molding on top, and it'll turn it into and it hurts you, by the way. Don't jump. Yeah. And you can put those, and then it turns it into gears.
Now what do gears do?
And gears you can turn into, you see all this machinery, and you can't put gears on it, it won't break anything. But all this machinery is made up of gears, like the crafting recipes need these.
Woo!
Now look at this. So this is my man-made river with my water wheel attached to it. And what the water wheel does is the same thing as the windmill. It just grinds things up. Now one thing I didn't show is you could put coal in this and grind it into like coal powder, and that can be used for all manner of things as well. So look at that. Looks kind of like barf, but carbon powder. And then you can use carbon powder to make this thing. I don't know what is it called. It's like nether coal, I think it's called. But you can put these grates on. You see how this is a hopper, and a hopper will catch anything that the millstone pops out. You know how I kept having to collect it every time it popped out? This will, yes. the hopper will catch it right now. Yeah, that pleasant sound is from grinding up like soul sand or netherrack.
What does that turn into?
It turns into nether powder or something like that. But yeah, there's so many names I forget already. I made that sound stop, I didn't like it. So it's ground netherrack. And you put soul sand as a filter. The ground netherrack. This didn't really work. A lot of the parts of this mod didn't actually work for me. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if the mod was doing it wrong.
Crank it, crank it, crank it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to crank the hopper, and it's supposed to make this nether powder, which you'll see in a second, but it didn't work. I don't know why. But that's how you do it, kids. You have to put it in there and put soul sand as a filter. But you end up with this red thing in my hand. And what you can do with that is, this is a cauldron.
Hellfire. Yeah.
Oh, and what I was using was a hibachi. A hibachi is like a fire with a switch. You could do anything, like you could turn it on and off at any time. So if you put it in a cauldron, you'll get, and you have 8 of them. You should, and I did this right, you might not, but you should end up with nether coal.
And then what?
Am I right? Am I right?
Nether brick.
No, nether brick. Concentrated hellfire. I'm lost with the names already. But concentrated hellfire, and you can do that. Use that to make different kinds of things. Like I think I show some of them here. What I show you is that you can't use it to make like you know, pickaxes and stuff. You can't use that because you know how it looks like normal ore.
It looks like a brick.
Yeah, it looks like an iron ingot. Well, it doesn't work like an iron ingot. You can't make a pickaxe. Now this makes nether coal. That I'm sure of. Call me mud if I'm wrong.
Dumb.
No, mud. Anyways, and nether coal is essentially like coal, but it burns twice as long and does things faster. So it's much more. If you don't use a cauldron, right? Then it's much quicker. Yeah, now I'm showing off the hibachis. So it's the middle of the night. You're cold. Flick a switch, and you have your personal fire right for you. Isn't that nice, Jason?
No.
Okay then. Okay, well now this is pottery. So essentially what you do is you put you put a clay block onto that turntable, and you get and depending on how long you leave it on there, you'll get different types of pottery, unfired pottery. So I think I made like an unfired something or other, and this is an unfired plant holder. All of them say unfired pottery, but they're different ones once you put them to a kiln, which I will also show you later in the video. So once once 3 come off, then you know you're on the next stage.
Woo!
That's a vase, a vase, if you want to say it whichever way. But it still says unfired pottery. Got rid of my shovel there. And then the final one is once you let it go for a while, just turning away, chugging along. You get a bottle. Now with 1.9, the pre-releases and the potions and the 1.8 and all that stuff, this is kind of obsolete because you have bottles and you have potions and everything. But before that, because this was in 1.7.3 when it first came out, it's important that you have that. Now this is a kiln, and I do this wrong, or it's glitched or something. But essentially those are bellows. You know what bellows do is it makes the fire go higher. So you see that fire beside me? It should be going higher into the stone kiln above me, which would fire the pottery, right? That's what it should be going on, and I think I'm doing it right. But it turns out that that's not what happens. I still have an unfired pottery in there. So I kind of give up because I tried this for like half an hour. But that's the finished vase. Once you fire it, that's what the vase is, and it breaks if you touch it, basically. And this is a potter or whatever, and you can a planter. And what a planter does, it acts. So I'm in the middle of a desert, right? But I want to grow some trees or some wheat. This will act as your personal like dirt, and it looks stylish. So it's essentially like placing a block of dirt. I think it makes plants grow faster, but isn't that nice?
Yeah.
It's like you have a running current of water beside it. and bone meal still works on it. This is an anvil, and this is important for making new kinds of armor.
Broadhead.
Yeah, so it's a broadhead arrowhead, and it makes it more damaging arrows, basically. Another thing you can get from using bellows is you have to make steel, and then you can use steel to make the new kind of armor, and you end up looking like Iron Man. You know, in the first version of in the new Iron Man, his first model. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Show me.
So you have to use molding instead of normal sticks, right? Because they're tougher, you know, stronger, thicker.
Broad arrows.
Yeah.
Iron Man, go.
Yeah. So this is all the stuff you can make with steel. You see this plate? Look, doesn't that look like Iron Man?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think that looks like Iron Man. All I need is like a machine gun and a flamethrower, and I'll be golden. Speaking of which, you could actually Balkan's weapon mod. If I had this with Better Than Wolves, that'd be cool. So this is a battle axe. It's the same as an axe. It just it's like better than a diamond axe, I think, or the same as a diamond axe.
Yeah.
It looks like a weapon, but it's not.
Battle axe.
Battle Cruiser Online. And that's a sword. I'm looking for something to kill with my sword, but I can't find it, so I kill a plant. That's less,
Oh, broad arrows.
Yeah.
The hunt.
This is before you have the drawstring back, right?
Wow, that's a lot of arrows.
Yeah, I have a lot of I made a lot of arrows. So this has been the Better Than Wolves mod with Castaway Gamer TV. I hope it's been informative on what each of the new things that the game adds can do, and what it can't. And if you had more success than I have, please tell me in the comments what I did wrong, and I'll be more than happy to try to fix that stuff. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.